What's up guys, welcome back to a Reddit video. This is where I provide the slip and you provide the slide. Let's put some soap on there so we can slip and slide a little bit faster. It's r/EntitledParents today. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you all like this video. You know, if you do, you can leave a like at the end of the video. How do you know if you like the video before the video? That just doesn't make sense. Unless you got some superpowers that you're not telling me about, little X-Men. Alright, so let's just get right into this one. Entitled old man tries to split me and my girlfriend on a plane. So I'm back from holiday in Tenerife with my girlfriend and her family, but on the plane going there, we were sitting in our seats. I specifically asked my girlfriend's parents to book me an aisle seat so I can have extra legroom, something I need considering I'm 6'2". When entitled old man shows up with his wife. EOM, entitled old man, GF girlfriend, GM, girlfriend's mom, me, have a guess. I think our seats are here. Do you need help finding your seat, sir? I can take a look at your ticket and help. He then shows me his ticket, which shows he's in the window seat, and my girlfriend's in I's row, and his wife is the seat behind me. So this is your seat here, and the one behind is your wife's.
Would one of you mind taking my wife's seat so she can sit with me?
Well, this is my girlfriend, and we specifically got these seats so we can sit together. Does your wife need your help for anything? If she does, I'll move.
No, she doesn't, but I guess that's fine.
He then sits down in my aisle seat. Actually, sir, your seat is in the window.
I don't want that seat. You take it.
Visibly annoyed at this point? No, we specifically booked these seats so that me and my girlfriend can sit together, and I can have extra legroom. Sir, that is your assigned seat. You need to sit in it. Entitled old man sighs, moved seats, and grumbled to himself for the whole flight, and complained about us to his wife right in front of us. On the plane back, we encountered another entitled old man who wanted to move seats with me again, but sucked it up when I told him to go sit in his own seat. The OP on this one is completely respectable, you know. Obviously, if the old man needed the seat or the old woman needed his help, then yeah, of course, give it up. You know, they're elderly, so you know, it's the right thing to do. But if they just want to sit next to each other, how come them sitting next to each other is more important than you sitting next to each other? Bam! Logic on your head top. Yeah, it's like if someone needs the seat for like obvious reasons and you're having a good day, it's like, of course, yeah, take the seat. But like if they just want it, it's like, well, you should have bought it then. Also, they never specified like how old the person was. Like they could say like old man, they might look a little bit older. They could be like mid-60s, which isn't necessarily old, you know? So it's like, they should know how to like book a seat. You know, you go on trueblue.com, get your JetBlue points, you put them in there, you get seats next to each other, bam, you get extra legroom if you need the extra space. This is not a brand deal. JetBlue, I do like to fly on your plane, so if you wanted to, feel free to sponsor a small YouTube channel. But yeah, like, but maybe if they were like elderly, like 90 or something like that, then maybe they might not know how to like book them next to each other. You know, might be a little confused. Technology can be a little strange nowadays. Then yeah, give them the seat. But in this case, I gotta respect the OP's decision. You know, obviously, your wants. You know, you planned it out to sit next to your girlfriend. They didn't plan it out to sit next to each other. So it only makes sense. And no one got hurt. So at the end of the day, it's all fine. We're gonna go to the next one. Anti-vax mom ruins her child's education. I was at my grandpa's mansion a few months ago while I was on holiday. He is an educational psychologist and works with pretty idiotic kids and parents sometimes. He works from his house, and many people came to see him while I was staying there. Around 6 p.m., a snobby woman began constantly ringing the doorbell. My grandpa was at the shops, and he stops working at 5 p.m., so I didn't think she was a client. I opened the door. "Excuse me, I came to see a psychologist, not a fat kid," she says. Ignoring the insult, I reply, "Sorry, but he doesn't make appointments after 5. Try calling his secretary tomorrow morning." She was fuming. "Why can't I see him now? My baby needs help, and you're just a brat." I closed the door in her face. The next morning, there was 80-something missed calls on the secretary's phone. These calls were made at 3 in the bloody morning. We finally made an appointment for later that day, as she insisted very heavily. When people are at my grandpa's office, I can still very easily hear the conversations. Turns out the kid is 11 years old, but has not went to school yet. He can't even read. Even worse, he can't even speak his native language, Afrikaans, which is weird since his mother can't speak good English, while he can. After an hour of painful testing, my grandpa concluded the kid had ASD and ADHD. His mother enters the room again. "You should expose your child to more Africans, as it's clear he watches TV every day and doesn't understand what's going on in the world," my grandpa says. The mother seems calm at first. Then when my grandpa said, "I recommend these medications and private schooling. I think the psychiatrist would agree," The woman literally slaps him and shouts, "Medicines are the devil's work, and my boy only needs God." After an hour of my grandpa trying to convince the woman, she stands up and leaves. No money given. In the end of the day, we found out she did get the medication, but the boy still isn't in school. Okay, damn, this woman was crazy. Like, crazy. She literally slapped the psychiatrist because he just did his job. He was like, yeah, he's gonna need some medication. And she was just like, nah. What do you mean? That's not the way the world works. You don't go into the doctor's office and he's like, well, your son has strep throat. You smack him. How about you check again? My son definitely doesn't have strep throat. Checks again, you know, he's being patient just to show her. This is how we check for strep. Checks. Look, he has strep. Nope. Smacks him. What? How are people like this? Were you raised in a dolphin infantry? Damn. Also, what is Afrikaans? Afrikaans, the language? Afrikaans? I've never heard of it before. I'm just curious. And also, maybe it'll help, like, where this person's from, or they said their native language, so I guess their native English. I think this was England because they said bloody. I don't know. I'm confused. The environment, the setting was never given. I need the plot. I need the Magic Treehouse books. I need it all. But anyway, guys, there's really not much to say about this one other than this woman was straight up crazy. Like, she needs help. Like, get this woman some help. Please get her son some help, because without vaccinations, he's gonna die if he steps on a Lego. So, we're just gonna go to the next one. Do not touch my dog without asking for Kiwi's sake. I'll try to make this as short as possible. I'm 29. I have a degree in social work. I was an AU pair for 3 years. I'm great with kids, but I don't want any ever. I've known since I was 16, but I love dogs. I'd never ever see them as a replacement, although some idiots think I use my dog like that, which is ridiculous. I've always had dogs, but this is my first rodeo in a city without a garden, which means that I have to use the tram/bus. I have a pretty large greyhound who is very friendly and couldn't hurt a fly. That's one thing that every dog that is not small needs: an expensive one-way ticket. There are no other options, and has to wear a muzzle. I couldn't possibly fight that, even if it's unfair. But the way people, especially people with children, treat my dog when we are traveling is horrible. Why do they think that I'd give up the only seat that has a place for the dog for their kid? Is the kid disabled? No. Then why can't he/she stand? What the hell should I do with the dog? Lift him up? They are also outraged when I ask them to move the carrier because it's on the dog's tail, or it's too close to the dog and he's freaking out curled in the corner. The other thing is that kids start to pet the dog without asking, and the parent either don't pay attention or encourages them, and when I say no, they legit scream at me or say that I am rude. The kids just want to play. Well, guess what? An anxious rescue pup doesn't like to be touched and tossed around. Even though he is large, he hates it and gets anxious. I'm just mad at people with kids thinking they can treat my dog as a toy and treat me like a trash just because it's just a dog and I don't have kids, so I can't understand. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I just wanted to let it out. It's stressing me every time we have to go to work together. I can relate to this story pretty well. See, my dog, you know, he's little, he's cute, he's a little munchkin, right? So he looks very approachable or whatever, so when I go on walks, people come up to him, and they're like, oh, can I pet your dog? At least they ask. And then I say, oh, no, sorry, he gets really nervous and he's anxious, so he doesn't really like that. And most of the time, they'll understand. And sometimes you get some people who are like, oh, no, he's so cute, let me pet him. And I'm just like, I literally just told you not to touch him. When you put your hand near his mouth, and you try to go above his snout to pet him, he will bite your wrist off. He does have pretty sharp teeth. He has a nice little strong jaw. He is technically like a hunting dog. We don't use him as a hunting dog, but you know, he's a hunting dog. He's very fast, very agile. So I do not recommend you petting him. And then other times, you know, there are little kids that want to pet him and they don't understand. And it's kind of funny when they're like, but why can't I pet him? But that's fine. At least, like, you know, you explain to them, oh, you don't touch other people's dogs. That's fine. But like, come on. You're on the bus, obviously, with your dog, and the parents are there, and they're just like, oh yeah, no, go pet the dog. Like, what do you mean? These parents, they're so entitled. They just think, oh yeah, it's a dog, it's just a toy, you can play with them. No, not every, they're still wild animals. They're domesticated, but they're still animals, and they have the brain that if they don't like something, they're gonna protect themselves or they're gonna protect their possessions. So let's keep it at a 2 and not raise it to a 10 by having to rush your child to the nearest urgent care because your child is now missing 3 of his 10 phalanges. Alrighty, well that's gonna do it for this one. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. You can hit it as hard as you want or as soft as you want. It doesn't have feelings, it doesn't have nervous system, so it cannot feel how hard you are hitting it. And then let me know why you liked it. Or don't. You could just like it and not let me know why and say screw you, I liked it, and that's that. Fair enough. If you did not like it, you can hit that dislike button too and let me know why you didn't like it so I can improve. You know, if you don't want to tell me why you didn't like it, you could also be like, screw you, I'm just gonna hit this dislike button. That is also an option. Or you can just leave a comment saying the word chicken nugget, I want some tender chicken nuggets, because that is also an option as well. There are endless options and Doctor Strange can see them all. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. It's been Bizute.